Hey, what's up guys, Daniel here in the tech studio. Before Samsung reveals the Galaxy Flip 5, let's take another look at the Galaxy Flip 4 and see if it's still worth it 1 year later. Let's get into it. I'm going to get into specs and things I like and don't like, but before that, if you think I've earned it by the end of the video, go ahead and drop a like and a subscribe. It really helps YouTube notice my videos. Also, you can buy me a coffee if you want to, maybe. Thanks. So, in the Galaxy Flip 4, we have a 6.7-inch 1080p 120Hz variable refresh rate screen that gets all the way up to 1200 nits. No issues seeing the screen in daylight at all. Oh yeah, the screen folds in half, if you didn't know that. Folds. 8 gigs of RAM and starts at 128 gigs of storage, and no, there is no expandable storage. We only have 2 cameras on the back, a 12 megapixel main and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. On the front we have a 10 megapixel selfie camera, which sounds low, but because this is a flip phone, you basically never need to use the selfie camera, like ever. The 2-inch screen on the front acts as a viewfinder, so you can use the back cameras, the good ones, for selfies. Also, this screen has widgets, so you can control your Spotify, check the weather, notifications, stuff like that. We have a 37 milliamp hour battery, which is kinda low for a 6.7-inch screen, if I'm honest, but they did that to make it thinner, so it's not unwieldy when it's folded like this. We got a fingerprint sensor on the side, where it should be, and I will die on that anthill. This is actually IPX8 water resistant, so it can be submerged up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. Now for dust though, it's technically not rated, hence the X in IPX8. For charging, you can charge up to 25 watts wired and up to 15 watts wirelessly, so I kind of like that they left that in. You can even reverse wireless charge as well. So, things I like about this phone. Well, I mean, sorry, you might have missed that. If you're looking at to buy this phone, one of the things you're gonna have to ask yourself is, doing this every single time you need to actually use your phone, a pro or a con for you? Having to pull it out, do this, good, do that every single time you need to use the phone. Is that something you're okay with? Because you're gonna have to be if you want this phone. Me personally, I really enjoy it, like a lot. It almost feels like an event every time you need to use your phone. Like there's a bit of drama in opening your phone. I think that's kind of cool. So yeah, okay. I'm sure you're wondering about the screen itself. The screen itself folds, yes, right. It's also harder than I thought it would be. Like I'm okay doing that. I'm not scared to do that. I thought the screen would be like kind of mushy, but it's solid enough that I don't need to worry about, my fingernail damaging it or anything. Oh, and I mean, like, as a screen, it's classic Samsung, smooth, sharp display, can go all the way down to 24 Hz when not in use and ramp up to 120 Hz instantly. It's great. Classic Samsung. The screen on the front is actually really handy. Like, you can also check your notifications or just check the time without having to, actually open the whole thing. I think that's kind of nice, really useful. So one thing about having a flip phone is that it's not really smaller. It's just in a different form. It's still the same tall phone, just cut in half. It's a thin phone still. It's definitely thinner than a Pixel 7 Pro or an S22, but folded, it's a brick. It's now a brick, which feels weird in my pocket. So the ergonomics are kind of wonky because the buttons are all the way at the top here. Now I used to have a Motorola Edge Plus 2022 for like a year, and the buttons are in the same exact place. So it's not like a huge deal for me because I've gotten used to it. But because the phone is so long and slim, it's narrow, there's an extra shimmy you gotta do to reach the buttons. You cannot reach these buttons. You gotta do an extra thing like that. Now for, like, fragility, I guess. If you saw Jerry Riggs' durability video on this, you'll know that this is a pretty sturdy phone. So I have full confidence that all this slapping and flipping and stuff, it won't break. And I've been doing this like quite a bit. Like, I'm kind of addicted to doing all of this, and I've been doing it almost every waking moment, so I've had no problem so far. So also about the dust, it's not rated for dust, but being in my pocket for, you know, quite a while, I haven't noticed any creaks or sounds even opening or closing it. Like, nothing. I haven't had any difficulty with the hinge. Haven't even noticed any dust buildup around the edges or anything. Battery life is pretty average, not spectacular or anything. It'll last you a day, but don't expect to get 2 days out of it. Being able to fold allows you to interact with your phone differently, because now you can have split screen multitasking with an actual split screen. Or you can just watch YouTube video without a phone stand. Now, for our cameras, with our main camera, the pictures are sharp. We have great dynamic range. Colors are accurate. And taking selfies with it is my preferred choice over the dedicated selfie camera. The selfie cam kind of sucks the life out of my face compared to the main camera. Ultra wide is also very good. I think Samsung takes the best video of any smartphone, which is why I use the Galaxy S22 for a lot of my B-roll. Overall, these are fantastic A+ cameras. I just wish we had a telephoto lens here. Maybe on the Flip 5? I think one of the biggest issues with this phone is dropping it. So, let me explain. The physics of this phone are different than any other phone. When you drop this phone, it will tumble, and it will continue to tumble, I don't know, until you catch it or something. It's like the Chef Boyardee commercials with the can that just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling. That's what happens to this phone if you drop it. So don't drop your phone. And if you do drop it, you better have a case, because, oh man. Something that contributes to that falling a lot is this thing is slippery. It's really glossy glass, which looks fantastic. It looks great. It's a fingerprint magnet though, and it's very slippery. I don't understand why they made their most fragile phone slippery. Don't know why they did that. Definitely, if you're gonna get this, get a case. The final con that isn't actually a con for me, but I can see how a lot of people won't like this, but yes, there is a crease in the screen. Yes, you can feel it when you're scrolling. I mean, it folds in half. Why would there not be a crease? You fold your pants or a piece of paper in half, what happens? You get a crease. I don't know why this is like a surprise to people, or people don't like it. I don't understand why. That's up to you to decide. I notice it like all the time I'm using the phone. I mean, yeah, it's there. It's always there. It doesn't bother me though. Maybe it will you. Definitely like go into like Best Buy and like try it out first and see if. All right, so is the Galaxy Flip 4 still worth it a year later? Honestly, at first I was like, nah. I can't be pulled away from my Pixel, so I didn't even put my SIM in it for like the first week. I just carried both phones around my pockets, and I found myself always fidgeting with the damn flip phone, like without even realizing it. I'd space out and I'd come to, and this was in my hand and I was playing with it. How'd that happen? How did it get in my hand? I don't know, but I just keep doing it. I can't stop. I might need help. Please help me. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'll try. Finally put my SIM in, and I'm still not convinced. But that's just me. I personally feel like the Pixel 7 Pro has the best cameras on any smartphone, like, period. So it kind of feels like I'm stuck with it. I'm kind of trapped. But for you, if you're upgrading from a cheaper phone or an older phone or even an iPhone, honestly, then this is absolutely a fantastic phone. Not just spec wise, but it's actually a fun device to have, which I don't think I could like ever say about any other traditional smartphone, that it's fun. This is actually like fun to use. I never thought I'd say that about a phone. I mean, that fun could just be nostalgia, but what's wrong with nostalgia? If your hands are always in need of fidgeting and you need to upgrade your current phone, then honestly, you can put this one at the top of your list. So that's it. What do you guys think of flip phones? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments below. Do you prefer flip phones like hamburger style like this, or the ones that are hot dog style, the fold hot dog style? Let me know what you guys think of this phone and just flip phones in general. I think it's great. If they could put the Pixel 7 Pro cameras on this phone, I would never, ever, ever give up this phone ever. See you guys in the next one. Bye.